We are live and a little bit wobbly there, but just bear with me. Welcome to the video, guys. My name is Brando Linick, and you're asking how to start a honeybee business. I can help you out with this. The whole purpose is really to have you leave this video by the end of it with a clear-cut understanding of how to do this and much more, okay? You'll get to know the much more part later on, but that said, when it comes to a honeybee business, there's a couple key focal points that I've taken from people who have done this both in Canada, the United States, and other countries such as South Africa. And these are people who I built business relationships with. And all of them always talk about land, alright? All of them always talk about property, sizing of property, and the colonization space for the honeybees, alright? From that point on, once you have space, a couple acres where you can have honeybees there, alright? And they're usually like the little pods for honeybees where you can walk in and you have all the honeybees in there, the colonization process. Once you have land and property for them, once you have that down, you're pretty much set to go. Now, I'm not going to say that in a derogatory term, because you're obviously not set to go. You have to build relationships with people to actually market yourself. It's one thing to have colonization and land, but it's another thing to actually have the business going for you. And how you can do this is you can approach, okay, big box and small box realtors, all right, so grocery stores and companies that also produce honey-made products. And what you can do is offer your services at a cut down low-key price compared to competitors, which is, something that in the beginning, you might not be in favor of, but it's really going to get your foot through the door and it's going to look good on your part. You got to be willing to, look at competition, analyze competition, and, get your foot through as many doors as possible. And if that's lowering your cost by a couple cents, all right, per gallon, all right, or per barrel, then go for it, okay? But from that point on, some people that I've gotten around, it depends on where you're located. You can build relationships with small grocers, all right? You can build relationships with people who do bakeries, all right, small bakeries. And there's also baristas, some places like coffee places you can offer honey services to, and you can sell it off that way, starting small and getting big. You can also call corporations that make like cereals, cakes, cookies, things that have honey in them, alright, and you can offer those services as well. Sometimes you can actually get in contact with big manufacturers that produce these products and services that you'll see on grocery shelves, and this is one of the things that a friend of mine did, and they built out a contract of about 2 years to produce a certain amount of honey for this company and this establishment, and they did that, and they had a good 2 years of gross pay from that company by just getting in contact with the manufacturer that was already creating honey products. So that's how you can do it in a sense. I hope that, clears up some things for you. I know a little bit of a broad contextual explanation, but that's because you can do a lot of Google searches. You can look for wholesalers that are looking for honey, all right, to distribute to retailers, and you can be like the farm in a sense. So if you look at a grocery retail store, what they do is they partner up with wholesalers. So you'd be the person before the wholesaler. Wholesalers would come to you, all right, and you can go find wholesalers on the internet. There's a lot, and then the wholesaler would then sell it to the retail store then sells it to the consumer. So you can do it that way as well. Those are just some ideas that I've taken from people who have done this. If you have any questions, comment below. But land is very key. From that side on, once you have land and you have colonization, all right, you can then figure out which approach you want to take, whether that's through wholesaling, distributorship, all right, going straight to manufacturers, going straight to small local stores, all right, bakeries, pubs, okay, whatever approach you want to take, you can go for it. So I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this. In addition to this video, if you're looking at this because you want to start a business, to build your own income, to be your own boss, if that's really what you're looking for, if you're not really passionate about being a honeybee business person, all right, if it's not really your passion and calling, if you want to build a business just in general, this is some generic last minute tips for you, and that is find someone who's already building a business and income and model and copy them. And my experience and story with this, as simple as it sounds, okay, I'm telling you, so many people overlook it, and my story with it goes back just over the last year in 2014 when I came across an individual making a lot of money, and they're doing so in an unaverage way. I mean, mean, this person was not average by far. They weren't creating typical results. They're making a multiple six-figure income, but because they were doing this, building a business and income without supplies, without equipment, without land, without property, without colonizing bees, all right, without any of that, or creating their own products and services, because they weren't doing this and they weren't chasing friends and family or cold prospecting, they're building an income and business on the internet from their computer. I began to model and copy them, and it took me 3 months after that point to create for myself and family a 4-figure monthly income, and I haven't looked back since. And I share that with you because if you want to build a business, to be your own boss, create your own income, learn how to model someone who's already doing it. And from a business standpoint, I would also encourage you, before you consider starting a honeybee business, learn to build a business online. If you want to quit your job, be your own boss, if that's really what you're looking for from a business standpoint, all right, we're speaking business to business here, not what you're really passionate about, but from a business and opportunity standpoint, to make money, to do what you're passionate about, afford what you're passionate about, learn to build a business online where you can use the internet to do the heavy lifting for you, where you don't need land, property, equipment, supplies, employees, and if you have the right help and guidance, you don't even need to create your own product. You have someone else do that for you, and then you just sell it in turn. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. If this did make sense to you from a business standpoint and creating results, all right, in a way that you want, to afford what you want, using and leveraging the internet, you can always check out my site down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. In addition to this video, the link will be in the description. And I appreciate you. And regardless of the road you decide to go down, I will see you on the beach of the world with or without you. Take care.